Hello everybody, welcome to my very first um, house prediction of 2022. It's a long time coming. It is. And May 3rd is my last day of school for this college year, so I will have from then until the third week of August to record a bunch of video for you guys. So unless my mental health gets in the way, there should be plenty of content coming to you guys. So, RCP, which I find very credible, has Republicans currently at 4.7 points ahead of Democrats. Democrats are polling at 41.8%, and typically, in general midterm knowledge, the incumbent party typically begins to do worse. That's true. Like, from here on, things will only get worse. On the generic polling, I mean. Not saying President Biden's presidency will get worse. It's just a trend, typically, that the incumbent party will continue to, drop. Am I saying a 100-seat gain for the GOP? I joke about it on Twitter all the time, but no, I don't think the GOP will gain 100 seats unless Joe Biden fast tracks us into a depression, which I think is impossible. So, as you can see here, there's a poll right here that has Republicans at plus 12, which would be massive. And there's a bunch of other polls. I don't know if it's on here, but there was a poll that had Republicans up by 8. There's a plus 14 poll right there. But there was one poll that had Republicans up by 18. I possibly missed it. So, yeah, RCP didn't apparently collect that poll. I don't blame them. But that poll had it at plus 18, which, again, mathematically impossible. We're too polarized. Unless there are Democrats voting down ballot R, which I've seen memes about. Even though I have a friend that's actually a Democrat voting all R. And I told him he didn't have to do that, but he says, no, bro, I got to. It's like, okay. And so, this is currently 270 to win's ratings map, and oh my god, it's atrocious. I think they overestimate Democrats a tad bit, but, everyone overestimates the Democrats unless you're radical politics. And so we're going to be going through each and every state, deciding, hey, what states are flipping. I also forgot to mention that RCP underestimated Republicans by 3 points, so I'm basing it off the Clinton handicap, which is always do. So currently, my current prediction that this will be an R plus 7 year. Which, again, call me crazy, I don't care. Meaning every seat will shift 12 points to the right. And for context, in 2021, both Virginia and New Jersey's governor race shifted 13 points to the right. So we are shifting every race 12 points to the right. And out of Alabama, all these seats will be safe for their party. Though if Republicans can somehow get this super Rockefeller Republican guy to run in Alabama 7th, maybe. Though I doubt it, Terry Sewell's pretty popular. Now, this is a weird one. It's most likely going to end up being Sarah Palin versus Santa Claus versus Al Gross versus Kevin Begich the third. No, Kevin Begich the third, if I'm getting the name correctly, versus Santa Claus, I'm not joking, versus Sarah Palin versus Al Gross. And it'll probably be safe Republican by the end of it, most likely. They're using a ranked choice voting system, so anything can happen, and we don't have enough polling data out of that race. Next up, out of Arizona. Arizona's first. Most likely becomes safe Republican. I gotta add the tilt. Obviously, we can't do this without tilt. Tom O'Halloran's seat. Sorry, Tom, but you're losing by double digits. Greg Stanton, I think he's gonna lose, but very narrowly. He's very popular in his district. Typically an outperformer, but I think due to the environment, I think it's going to be very, very narrow. These guys have it as likely Republican. Oh boy. It tilt Republican. Ann Kirkpatrick, her seat flips safe Republican. And there are no other seats that will be competitive. And trust me, I'm checking the following races safe because sometimes RCP doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about, and sometimes a competitive race, an example being Katie Porter's district back in 2020, they had it as safe a Democrat, and it ended up being likely Democrat. So, oh shit, I didn't even click that. So, there's just forewarning right there. Next is Arkansas. Arkansas? It's being slow. Motherfucker. Arkansas? There it goes. All these seats will be safe red as well. No seats there to talk about. California, whew, we've got 52 seats to talk about. California's third will probably be safe Republican. Josh Harder, he'll be in the fight for his political career, though I think he holds on narrowly for now. California's 13th district, I think it goes into the, the tilt Republican column. California's 13th will be super close. Definitely a pickup for Democrats in 2024. Jim Costa, I don't know why his seat is likely Democrat. He's gonna win, actually. A couple of weeks ago I had it as safe Democrat, but that was when it was R+2 in the national environment. Now it's R+4. And the polling, now I'm changing it to R+7. David Valadao, he probably wins by a likely margin. Big outperformer, massive. He's a big outperformer. He'll probably win by a likely margin, if not safe. California's 25th, Raul Ruiz. He probably wins by a lean margin, probably around 3 points. Again, shifting every state 12 points to the right. Julia Brownlee, I'll keep it as likely D. That seems like a safe space. Mike Garcia probably wins by a likely margin as well. Same thing with David Valadao. Huge outperformer. He's a right-wing populist who appeals to the suburban suburban mom, to the suburban voters. Is he a moderate populist? I don't think so. I don't have enough knowledge to tell you that, and I'm the moderate populist guy. Next up, Young Kim. I'm shocked they have it as lean or likely Republican. They had it a toss-up not that long ago. I'm going to put that safe Republican. She's going to win double digits, no doubt about it. Same thing with Ken Calvert, safe Republican. Michelle Steele probably wins by around a likely margin. Scratch that. She probably wins by a safe margin, actually. Big outperformer there as well. A moderate Democrat. Katie Porter, she probably loses by a tilt margin. This is going to be a close race, but I do think Katie Porter is going to lose. And there are people on Twitter, I respect these people, I like these people, even though they're Democrats, and they're saying they would cry if she would lose. And I'm like, why? She's just a politician. She's not that important, if you want my honest opinion. She doesn't have any big leadership role. She doesn't do anything important. Mike Levin, same thing. They've got his as likely Democrat. Probably tilt Democrat. Now, there's always a chance that, these seats that could flip could end up not flipping because two Democrats could go to the final election because they have a jungle primary, which I think all states should implement. To not California's, but Louisiana's jungle primary. I think that should happen. Actually, it should be a mix. The primary should happen still, but everyone's on the same ballot, but the top two go to the general in November unless someone gets over 50%. That's what I think. Let's see here. Any states that need to... Amy Barra, California 6th. That's going to end up being competitive. Watch. Just watch. He's probably going to win by 7 points. It's going to be competitive. I'm telling you. It's going to be. Call me crazy. I know. I'm crazy. Let's see here. Anyone else we have to look at? Okay, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, only Amy Barra's seat is the only safe seat that, I think Amy Barra is being heavily overestimated. He's probably going to end up being in a competitive race. Not too competitive, he'll still hold on. Next up, Colorado. Let's see here. Lauren Boebert, she probably wins by a safe margin, though I hope someone primaries her out. I don't like her one bit. Ed Perlmutter, he is retiring, but I think this is going to be a close race. I think whoever the Democrat is wins by 2. Colorado's 8th district, I think they possibly win by around 7 to 8 points. Probably is going to be likely Republican, and there are no other seats that could become competitive. It's just the only two competitive races are these two, and that's about it. Though, actually, I saw on Twitter that this map was heavily gerrymandered. This is a guy named Avery. If you're on Twitter, you know who he is. Complete dick. Blocked me because I told him the truth. And he said this was gerrymandered, and I said, how? It's literally fair. 3 Republican-leaning seats and 5 Democrat-leaning seats. And then he blocked me, so, it is what it is. Just had to get that rant out there. Next up, Connecticut. Oh boy. This is actually going to be 2 flips. Both of these seats, Joe Courtney and Johanna Hayes, they're both going to flip. And I had, like, people are calling me a wishcaster for this. I don't understand why, but, you know, it seems logical. It's a gerrymandered as hell district. You can get a safe Republican. You can get a Republican seat through this. You've got to connect these two districts together. You have to. That's how you do it. These guys, actually, Rosa DeLauro, her seat's also going to be competitive. She's probably going to win by around 8 points, but, you know, she's in no real danger of losing. She's not. Next up, Delaware. Surprisingly, I think this seat is going to be competitive. I think Rochester is going to be in a competitive race. Again, not too competitive, likely Democrat. She probably wins by around 5, 6, or 7 points. Next up, Florida, the gerrymandered map that I hope gets tossed out. Call me a rhino, I don't care. Al Lawson's seat, or Dwight Evans' seat, if you get to that meme. I don't know why they don't have, you know, these numbers. It's weird, but Al Lawson's seat, probably going to go safe Republican. Stephanie Murphy's seat, safe Republican. Charlie Crist, guess what? Safe Republican. Scott Franklin's seat. All of these seats go safe Republican with the exception of Maria Salazar's district. That stays likely Republican because she's in a D+... Actually, scratch that. She's in a D+1 district, so she'd probably be safe Republican too. Any other races? Darren Soto's district will be competitive. He'll win by 9 points. Nothing Democrats should worry about. Same thing with Kathy Castor. Democrats shouldn't be worried about these, but maybe put some funding there just in case. We don't want any upsets to happen now. And same thing with Shoals district. Ted Deutsch. Oh God, Ted. This seat is I think this seat's gonna go narrowly to the Republicans. I don't know why they have it as safe. The Jew population there is trending Republican, and it's going to flip, but probably flips back to Democrat in 2024, unless the Republican there is super, super moderate and, you know, popular in that area. So Republicans still end up flipping seats, despite flipping, you know, Democrat, leaning seats, despite, you know, the whole, you know. Next up in Georgia, another gerrymandered district. I hope it's probably not going to go overturned because it's pretty compact. Sanford Bishop's seat stays likely Republican. He won by 19, so he probably wins by around 5 or 7, excuse me. Georgia 6th, it's literally a Trump plus 15 seat, guys. What are y'all doing? It goes Republican. Sorry. That's the truth. Sorry to tell you. Hawaii, both seats probably stay Democrat unless we get a Charles DeJoe type candidate to run. Doubt it, though. Same thing in Idaho. Probably not going to happen. No competitive seats here. Next up, another gerrymander map that could be thrown out, and I'm hoping for it, is Illinois. This race probably is tilt Republican. Illinois 6th will flip no matter who is the nominee, Sean Casten or Mary Newman. Bill Foster's seat probably ends up being lean to Democrat, probably Democrat plus 3 on the end of the day. Illinois 13th, and again, another narrow flip for Republicans. Lauren Underwood, again, another narrow tilt flip. Cherry Bustos' seat, her seat, probably lean Republican, honestly. Let's see. Any more we have to talk about? Oh, Raja Krishnamurthy, his seat is not safe. It's lean Democrat. He probably wins by around 3 points. Watch. Just watch. When numbers come out in that district, it's going to be competitive. I'm telling you. And if it's not, I'll just admit that I was wrong and move on with my life. And it'll become a meme on this channel as, you know, my 2020 election prediction. And next up, Indiana. Frank Mervin's not winning by a likely margin. He probably ends up losing by 3 to Blair Milo, who is the former mayor of the, I guess you can say, this county's, I can't speak. And there are no other seats that could end up turning competitive, just that one seat to look at. Next up is Iowa. Okay. RCP, you wish casting, buddy. You like, it's not happening. I'm sorry. These are all Trump-leaning districts, and they're all trending Republican. They're all being won by double digits, even in Cindy Axe's district. Literally, I had someone be like, it's gotta be likely, right? No, not happening. She loses by 12. Next up in Kentucky, I think Kentucky's 3rd district becomes competitive. I think whoever is replacing Yarmouth wins by 8. It's going to be that shocker. Oh, I didn't think that was going to get close when, I'm predicting it. Though I predicted New Jersey governor was going to be close, and everybody said that I was insane. I was crazy. It wasn't going to happen. Look what happened. I was 1 point off. Underestimated Ciattarelli. But I overestimated Greg Mel, so you can, make fun of me for that. Louisiana, probably nothing to be, worried about here. Maine? Okay, we got Jared Golden to worry about. Okay, he won by 8, and I think his district got bluer, and this district got redder. Not that much, though. So, I think he's going to lose, sadly. He's probably going to lose by 4. I like Jared Golden a little bit. I think he's a pawn for the woke left on social issues, but on economic issues, he can apparently become a big boy, apparently. I don't know why. Chile Pingree, if the environment begins to become more redder, her seat can become competitive, but not right now. So that's a flip for Republicans. Maryland, I'll take it, though Republicans should have a seat right here, okay? But that's just my opinion. And of course, using logic and math. David Trone probably ends up losing by around 2 points. The seat's probably going to go Democrat in 2024, most likely. It'll flip again, and Andrew Harris. I thought his name was Andy. Anyway, C.A. Dutch Ruppersberg will be in a competitive race. He'll end up winning by around 9 points against whoever he's running against. John Sarbanes could be in a tough race. It would actually be interesting to see Larry Hogan end up running, because he is in Sarbanes' district. So it would be interesting to see Hogan run, but he probably won't. And no other seat can become competitive, just these 2 seats right here. The 5th district can become competitive, but it's Steinhauer. Not happening. The guy is essentially beloved in the district. Not happening. Oh, another gerrymandered district. God, I hate this so much. I mean, I guess they can draw it however the fuck they want. You can't get a Republican district in here. Trust me, I've tried. Let's see. The only district, Richard Neal's district could become competitive, but right now I have him winning by 10. Same thing with Lori Trahan and Jake Auchincloss. I have Trahan winning by around 16, and I have Auchincloss winning by 17. I have Smolton also could be in competitive race. If their environment gets redder, I have him at D plus 17. However, this seat, William Keating's going to be in a competitive race. He's probably going to win by 6 points. And William Keating. And people are going to say, what? It's Massachusetts. It's not happening. I think if Jeff Deal, or whoever, someone who's a Rockefeller Republican, runs in this district, they could win it. Easy. But it's probably not going to happen. Because you know how the populists, the far-right, hate the Rockefeller wing of the party. The small wing, I mean. Next up, Michigan. Peter Meyer, or whoever the Republican nominee is, because he could be primaried, I think they're going to win by around 3 points. I think that's going to happen. Lisa Slotkin, she probably loses by 11 points. That's a safe district for Republicans. Dan Kildee, despite the fact that he is, fundraising good, he's got like $15 million on hand, probably because Democrats know he's in a tough fight, and for some reason they're picking him over a lot of people. Yeah. Dan Kildee's still going to lose despite that huge fundraising lead. If fundraising meant anything, Jamie Harrison would be the senator out of South Carolina. And I think he's going to lose by 9 points. Close to safe. Next up, Michigan's 10th. Safe Republican. John James is going to sweep this district. He's great in the suburbs. Debbie Dingell could be in a competitive race. I have her at D. I have it at D plus 15. This district, Michigan 11th, it's going to be competitive. Whoever the nominee is, Andy Levin or Haley Stevens, I think it's going to be D plus 8. So competitive seat right there. Will it flip? Probably not, unless somehow the environment gets 8 points redder, which I don't want to see. I don't want to see Democrats' reaction to that. I don't, just because I don't want to deal with it. Minnesota's 1st district, probably safe, unless it's Jennifer Carnahan, then Richard Painter might have it. Honestly, Richard Painter might have it, and I don't want to see Jennifer Carnahan. I don't want to see that bitch as the nominee. Okay, I don't. I said it. I don't care. Next is Minnesota's 2nd. I think this is a flip for Republicans. I think whoever the Republican nominee is wins this. I think Jason Lewis should run again. He would be a phenomenal candidate to run against Angela Craig. A rematch of sorts? Maybe, who knows? Get that trilogy going on. But, you know, he wins here. Dean Phillips, his seat becomes competitive. He wins by around 9 points. And that is it. But don't click that anymore, damn it. Next up is Mississippi. There are no competitive seats in Mississippi. Missouri. Oh wait, we don't have a Missouri yet. My bad. Montana. Both of these seats will be Republican. They will, or safe Republican. I should be specific. The Republican in the 1st district probably wins by 17 points. Let's be honest here. Next up, Nebraska. Don Bacon, the only one in a competitive race, probably wins by double digits. Super popular, not losing. Next up, Nevada. And, you know, I have a very unpopular take here. Very, very unpopular. I think Dina Titus loses by 3 points. I think Susie Lee loses by 5 points. I think Stephen Horsford loses by 3 points, 3 points, and 5 points. Okay. So there you go. This seat will be likely Republican. That's my hot take, I guess. People are going to say, no way all 4 Nevada seats go red. I'm just using math, guys. I'm shifting every seat 12 points to the right. I don't know what you want from me. Out of New Jersey 3rd, this is lean Democrat. Kim wins by 2. This is tilted Democrat. Josh Gottheimer narrowly wins. Oh boy. This is probably going to be Tom Keene's district, and he's going to win by around 7 points, if not double digits. And Mickey Sherrill probably wins by 5 points. I saw unbiased election predictions say she was going to win by 15. Are you serious? God, first he has a raging boner for Sarah Godlewski, now this. I'm joking, by the way. I love UAP. We debate on Twitter. He's a good guy. Next up, Frank Pallone. I think he's in a competitive race. He wins by 7. Next up, Bill Praskrill in a competitive race, wins by 6. And that will be all. Whose district? That's Andy Kim's district. Wow. Oh my goodness. Whose district is Donald Norcross? New Mexico. Oh, we have the gerrymander that will probably be struck down if Mark Ronchetti becomes governor, because every single Supreme Court seat is up when he's like in the next term. So he could flip the entire Supreme Court fully Republican, which could strike down this map. So this map could be struck down before 2024, but probably not, because it's compact and probably isn't going to be. I'm just being realistic. Next up, this New Mexico 1st, probably lean Democrat. Stansbury wins by 2. Yvette Harrell. She probably wins by a likely margin. She probably wins by 6 points. Teresa Leger Fernandez. This is a flip. The Republicans are going to win the seat by 1 point. It's going to be super close. But, you know, could Republicans win all 3 seats? It's possible. Do I see it right now? No, I don't. New York doesn't have a map. It got struck down, thankfully. North Carolina. I think there could be a better map, but I like this map more than the ones my shitty legislator made. Next up, G.K. Butterfield's district. He's retiring, even though they don't have it there, which is weird. This seat's going to flip red. Probably double digits if Erica Smith's the nominee, which I honestly think is going to happen. This seat, tilt to Democrat. Kathy Manning probably wins very narrowly. This seat probably wins by double digits by Republican. Ooh, this seat. This one's going to be a Democrat win by only by 4 points. Is that? Yeah, that's the cracked Charlotte district. I don't know why they did that. Let's see. Any more seats? No, that is it. Okay. Let's see. North Dakota. Oh, wait. Why am I going to fucking North Dakota? Are you serious? Okay, now the gerrymandered Ohio map. Maureen O'Connor tried, guys. She tried. If I was president, I'd have her be the justice, if you want my honest opinion. Steve Chabot probably wins by around 3 points, honestly. Why the fuck? Marcy Kaptur, God, I love her. She probably, based off the data I've seen, in this district, she would have won re-election by 1 point. I think she is loved in Toledo. She is loved in Toledo. I think it's going to be likely Republican. I think she loses by at least 5 points, and it crushes me. I love Marcy Kaptur to death, but it's just not happening. Next is Anthony Gonzalez district. He probably wins by around, or whoever's replacing him wins by 9 points, and it doesn't look like any other seat will be competitive. Next, going forward, Oklahoma, all seats should be safe red. Next up is Oregon. Remember when everyone thought Oregon's 4th was going to go Republican, including me? Those are good times. Now it has a chance, but it's going to be tilt Democrat right now. You heard me. Tilt Democrat. And this seat will be lean Democrat. Oregon's 6th will be, we'll go lean. Fuck, I can't speak. We'll go D+1. And Kurt Schrader probably wins re-election very, very narrowly. I don't think he's DOA. Absolutely not. But, you know, Republicans are getting close to being able to win another Oregon seat. Holy crap, guys. They're close. They're close. Will it happen? Maybe. We'll just have to wait and find out. Next up, Pennsylvania. A lot of stuff to look at here. Brian Fitzpatrick probably wins by around 7 points. Chrissy Holohan, God, that's a name, will probably win by 2 points. Susan Wild's dead on arrival. She loses by double digits, 11 points at least. Matt Cartwright, same thing, dead on arrival. Scott Perry, don't know why they have his seat as competitive. Double-digit victory for him. Connor Lamb, his seat flips whoever the Republican is. It's not going to be Sean Parnell. The guy's an abuser, apparently. I haven't been following his case, so I don't know what's happening. If you know, tell me. Madeline Dean's seat will be competitive. She wins by 7 points. Mike Doyle's seat is competitive as well. Whoever is replacing him wins by 8 points against Mike Doyle, who is a Republican. Same name as the Democrat, which is funny as hell. Next state. We're almost done, guys. Rhode Island. And oh my god, we got a moderate populist running in Rhode Island second, most likely against Seth Magaziner. But Alan Fung's losing to Seth Magaziner very narrowly. Alan Fung can still win. I'm not saying, like, he's DOA. I'm not. Alan Fung could win. I love Alan Fung. I think he's great. But David Sislin's seat, safe. He wins by 17. Next up, South Carolina. I don't even want to talk about South Carolina. There's nothing to talk about. I think there is in Tennessee, the 5th district, which they have is likely for some god-blessed reason. That's going to be, could be likely Democrat if Robbie Starbuck runs independent, which I suggested to him via a tweet. I said, just run independent. Fuck the Republicans in Tennessee. That's all I'm going to say. And my dog's going to start barking because why not? Yep, there he goes. There he goes. Dante! God, he's barking. I don't know why. He's like looking at the door. Is there a ghost in there? Texas 15th, safe Republican. I think it's going to be won by around 14 points. Henry Seweller's district, I think it's going to be won by the Republicans by 4 points. I do. Seweller might win his primary. I hope to God. Anything to get that progressive away from the nomination. You know. And Vincent Gonzalez, I think he wins, but very narrowly. Myra Flores, I think her name is currently running, so I think she could flip that seat in a special election. Probably not in a general, or a midterm general, but Vincent Gonzalez probably ends up beating Myra Flores by 3 points. And my dog is whining, and I don't understand. Do you hear that? Oh my god. Dante, what's wrong? Dante, what's wrong with you? He is whining and I feel bad. I don't know what to do. Do y'all have tips on how to make my dog stop whining? He's looking at the door. Maybe someone's here. There he goes again. He's barking at Rocky now, my other dog. Next up, Virginia. Dante, zip it. Next up, Elaine Luria. I think she loses by a likely margin, probably about 8 points. Abigail Spanberger. She's an outperformer, absolutely. Outperforms her district, which was an even district, even PVI district. Hold on. Sorry about that. I think Abigail Spanberger probably loses by around 4 points. A lot narrower. She'll actually outperform what most Democrats would do in her district, so that's a win for her. And Jennifer Wixton's district will be competitive. It will be won by her by 6 points. She encompasses Loudoun County, which isn't flipping Republican. It's not. So there you go. Washington, and then Wyoming, and then we're done, guys. You know, it's a long video. We got to talk about every single race. Jaime Herrera Butler, or Joe Kent, they'll win by double digits. Kim Schreier, she'll lose by 5 points, at least. At most, I guess. 4 to 5 points. Rick Larson, I have him as D plus 10 right now, so that race could become competitive. This race, it's going to be lean Democrat. Kilmer will win by around 4 points. Marilyn Strickland's district also be competitive. I have her winning by around 6 points. So we have 2 race seats that... Where's the... Oh, I'm retarded. Never mind. Next up, Wisconsin. My dog's still barking. I don't know what to do. Oh my god, this map is awful. Brian Still wins by 14 points. Whoever the Republican in Wisconsin's third is, wins by 16 points. End of story. Now let's take a look at the final national map. Republicans have 237 seats in my prediction, as soon as the map loads. And Democrats have 158 seats. We still got 40 seats left to talk about. And Republicans, in my predictions, already got 237 seats. Now, you might be saying, oh, you're biased against Republicans. Yeah. Look, I'm literally doing what the Clinton handicap tells me to do, okay? I don't know what you want from me. And before you say the Clinton handicap's not good, I was 1 point off in both Virginia and New Jersey last year. So, fuck off. And so, this is my current prediction. 237 for the Republicans, 158 for the Democrats, 40 seats undecided, most of which will probably favor the Republicans. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Chaotic One saying, peace.